Everybody loves sunlight, golden and illuminating. That is, except for when it's coming through the wrong window, at the wrong time. Hi all, I'm Trenton Hoshiko, and today we are talking about making DIY Wag Flags to use as large light modifiers for your cinematography. Wag Flags have a lot of applications, from being used as flags to block light to diffusers, and even using them to create easy to set up backdrops. They can be used as a less grip intensive way to get results similar to 8x8 flags, diffusion or bounces, 4x4 floppies, or even simple backdrops depending on the size material you're using. These are great tools, especially for indoor environments where you might need to block out windows, but don't have the time or labor power to manually block out each window individually. In that case, Wag Flags are an absolute lifesaver. Now, Wag Flags are not incredibly expensive relative to some other tools, but a few $100s can still be a big budget hurdle for micro-budget projects. That is why I designed the DIY Wag Flag that we're talking about today. The design uses duvetine commando cloth and PVC pipe to make a large solid flag. The ones that I'm building are 5 feet wide and 6 feet tall, but just like the real thing, you can make them between 4 and 8 feet to meet your own needs, still for less than $100. To get started building a 5 by 6 foot DIY Wag Flag, you will need a light modification material like duvetine or grid cloth. I got my duve from rosebrand.com. Next, some 3/4 inch PVC pipe. There will be a top and bottom bar, so a 5 foot build will require a 10 foot piece. Next comes the PVC pipe clips. These will be used to secure the fabric to the pipe without any added hassle. And lastly, iron-on hemming adhesive. If you have access to a sewing machine, hemming with that will be more sturdy, but because not everyone has access to that, I have opted to show the iron-on adhesive method. As for tools, you will need some scissors that can cut thick fabric. If you don't have a PVC cutter, I highly recommend picking one up. They're definitely worth the $12-ish. An iron, a speed square, fabric chalk, a marker, and a tape measure. Links for all tools and materials are in the description. Some are affiliate links. Let's pause here to talk about safety for a moment. When using stands of any type, and especially if you're putting modifiers on stands, you need to be using weights to hold the stands in place. These Wag Flag tools are long, 4 to 8 feet commonly, so the forces trying to pull your stand over are significant. Weigh it down, and with longer DIY Wag Flags, consider using 2 C-stands, one on each side like a rolled backdrop. The other safety situation you want to consider is wind if you're trying to use these outdoors. Definitely weigh your stands, you never want anything to blow over. The last safety consideration I want to mention is that this build uses PVC pipe, which is rated to about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So be cautious using hot lamps, as it could eventually cause damage to the structure of this DIY Wag Flag. And the same goes if you're using non-heat resistant materials as modifiers like plastic shower curtains. The last thing you want is a fire, and the second to last thing you want is a structural collapse. If you're using LED lights like I do mostly, heat produced from them shouldn't be too much of a concern, as long as you are mindful that it can have a temperature and that you might want to turn it off every now and then to reduce the operation time. Duvetine is treated to be fire resistant, so as long as you don't wash it, that helps keep fire concerns at a minimum. To start our build, step 1 is to ensure that the edge of your fabric is cut straight and perpendicular to the sewn edge. Using a speed square, tape measure, and fabric chalk can help make this process a lot easier. Take your time so that it's accurate. Just gently trim the edge to make it straight. Step 2, measure 7/8 inch up from the edge and mark across the length of the fabric using the fabric chalk. Step 3, you will then preheat your iron before taking the 3/4 inch hemming adhesive tape and aligning it with your line. Then fold the fabric over the tape and seal it down using your iron. Continue in roughly 6-inch sections until the entire edge has been adhesive hemmed. As I said before, if you can use a sewing machine, the hem will be more sturdy. In either case, the now hemmed edge will be a lot less likely to unravel. Next, in step 4, we are going to grab our 10-foot PVC pipe and use the PVC cutter to make 2 5-foot sections. Then use a long flat surface like a floor or table with the speed square to create a 90-degree angle. Then use a marker held against the flat surface to make a straight line down the PVC pipe. With the line now marked, we can move on to step 5, where we will open our PVC clips, align the straight and hemmed edge with the straight line, and then secure it by snapping the PVC clips over the cloth on the pipe. Repeating this from one end until the other, pulling the material taut each time to make the surface more flat. Step 6 is to flip the material around and repeat steps 1 through 5 to end up with 2 straight hemmed edges that have been secured to the PVC pipe in a straight line. We attach the pipe to the bottom as well as the top so that the Wag Flag has a weight to it and helps keep the surface straight and flat. And that is it. You can now roll the whole thing up, take it with you to your location, slide it over the arm of a C-stand, and raise it up to block windows, lights, or even create a black backdrop. You can follow the same process for other fabrics to create diffusers or bounces. And if you want to use material like frosted plastic shower curtains, skip the hemming and move straight to attaching with the clips. My materials cost looks something like $5 for the 10-foot PVC, $5 for the hemming tape, $13 for the PVC clips, and $57 for the Duvetine commando cloth, including shipping. That brings my total to around $80, and if you buy the fabric in bulk, the cost for each actually is lower. To wrap things up, here are some examples of my DIY Wag Flag being used to block light. If you like DIY cinematography build videos like this one, please give the video a like to help me with the algorithm and subscribe for upcoming videos about tools for cinematography, lighting, and micro-budget filmmaking. Now, I try my best to keep these videos focused and to the point because the time that you spend watching them really means a lot to me and I would not want to waste it. If you want to support the production of these videos, you can use affiliate links in the video's description, or please join me over at patreon.com/Trenton Hoshiko. I'm currently aiming to get around 20 members that can vote on upcoming video topics, and I'll be having more perks coming soon. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and make some art. DIY Wag Flag. DIY Wag Flag. DIY Wag Flag, 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 DIY Wag Flag. That's funny to say.